Do sit down, everyone. And I now declare the congregation open. And please, give a big hand to the musicians. Hello and welcome to this glorious day of celebration. As Chancellor of the University of Exeter, I am honored and privileged to be sharing this joyful celebration with you, with your family and your friends. This is a very symbolic day, and the symbolism you see before you, the gowns, the mace, the coat of arms, are here to give you unforgettable memories, to take with you long into the future, to remind you of this great top 10 Russell Group University. Yes, we are now part of the Russell Group. And as we continue to grow and to develop, so too will the value of your degree. Because we are building a world-class university for future generations. And in this historic Diamond Jubilee year, we were honored to welcome Her Majesty the Queen to our fine university to open our magnificent forum. And as I accompanied Her Majesty during her visit, I realized more than ever that she is the symbol of dedication to duty. And that's a quality we all need to develop in ourselves. Not to think short term and to give up when the going gets tough, but to be focused, unwavering. Because to reach the pinnacle of life's mountain takes time, takes perseverance, dedication, and determination. So that's my message to you graduates today. Follow that code. Believe in your ability. Fulfill your aspirations and your ambitions wherever it may take you. Because just think what you've achieved so far. You faced all the challenges and you've come through. So use that as a foundation to build your confidence. This is just the beginning. So take your time to work out your strategy. But while you're doing so, remember your responsibility, not just to yourselves and to your family and to your friends, but to society, to the environment, to the world. Because the choices you make will have an impact, for good or bad. So please, please, choose well. And I'm sure on your journey so far, your family and your friends have been a great source of love, support, and comfort, and have made many, many sacrifices to get you where you are today. And perhaps you haven't always shown them just how much you appreciate everything that they've done for you. But now is the time to publicly show them the gratitude they so justly deserve. Let's hear it for family and for friends. As I said, today is a day of celebration. You're about to go out and touch the world with the knowledge you have gained. But please, please, use that gift wisely, that gift of education. As my mother always used to say, education is your passport to life. Once you've got it, no one can take it away from you. But education is also to be used to improve the lives of others and to leave this wounded, materialistic, commercially led world a better place than you have found it. So please, act with morality, act with integrity, with honesty, act with common sense, act with a sense of duty, and be someone people can put their trust in. That is so important in today's society. And I want to give you a gift that I've been passing on for many, many years, a gift that I want you to pass on too. And it's what I call the philosophy of my 3 C's. The first C is C for consideration. To treat people with respect, with empathy, to put yourself in the place of others. Don't be judgmental. Think about other people. The second C is C for contentment, to have a happy, contented heart, not to be jealous and to be envious and wishing it was you, wanting what other people have. No, no, no. Just be contented with whatever you're given at that given time. And the more contented you are, that means the more open you are to receive what's right for you. And that is a very, very difficult C to practice. And the third C is C for confidence. To have the confidence to have high self-esteem, high self-worth, the confidence to look in the mirror and like the person that looks back at you. The confidence to be able to give and to love unconditionally. Because the more you can give and love unconditionally, the more that comes back to you in abundance. And if you can practice those 3 C's every day of your life, you feel so happy. But you'll need a 4th C to wrap up those 3 C's. And that's C for courage, to have the moral courage to stand up for truth and the moral courage to carry out your duties unselfishly. But I have every faith in you that you will do the right thing, because you are Exeter graduates, decent human beings. And I so look forward to you coming up here on this stage. My heart will be full of joy and pride and happiness for you. And I want you to smile. Because winners smile, and you're all winners, our future leaders. And I salute you. Many, many congratulations to you. And I now call upon our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Sir Steve Smith, to address the congregation.
Well, good morning and welcome to today's graduation ceremony. I'd like to offer a special welcome to those of you who've travelled long distances to be here. It's great to see all of you graduating today here with your friends and family. I'm sure that they're all very proud of your achievements. This is your day, and we, the staff at the University of Exeter, share their pride in your achievements. Graduating with an undergraduate or postgraduate degree is no mean feat. It poses intellectual, personal, and financial challenges. For a start, it's very hard to get into a top university like Exeter. This year, we have 25,000 applications for 4,000 places. It also places an increasing financial responsibility on graduates to pay for the cost of their studies. At present, just over £3,000 a year for undergraduate programmes, rising to £9,000 next year. And of course, many postgraduate programmes have to be entirely funded by students. The intellectual challenge is designed to be exacting and to help you think in structured and imaginative ways. And then there is the challenge of getting a job or a further study place. Despite the difficulties in the job market, I'm pleased to say that our figures for graduate employment and further study have actually improved in each of the last 3 years by a total of nearly 9 percentage points. This is down to your efforts and also the fact that we have an excellent careers service recently voted the best in the country, so very well done. Of course, coming to university isn't just about getting a degree and a job. I'm constantly surprised at how many other things our students do. For me, the most amazing thing is the thousands of hours of volunteering work Exeter students do. I'm not sure that this is something that ever would have occurred to me when I was a student. Exeter has more than 1,100 active student volunteers signed up to deliver 11 regular projects in the region, including reading to residents in care homes, working with disadvantaged children and supporting the region's homeless community. Our students donate more than 18,000 volunteering hours a year, which benefits so many people and provides students with invaluable life and employability skills. If these hours of volunteering were paid for, it would cost the state in excess of £80,000 a year, but instead, our students recognise that it's important to give back from an early age and stage of their career. Our students are also dedicated to sport, the many varied and different student societies, fundraising for good causes, debating, working with local schools to encourage more young people to aspire to university, helping us out on open days, supporting the Students' Guild, and so on. The list is endless. Another strength of the university is its vibrant international community. We now have more than 5,000 international students at Exeter, which represents a 35% increase over the last 2 years. The income that the students generate now contributes more than £100 million a year to the South West economy, including the creation of 3,280 jobs. This is an important point. A student is a student, not a migrant, and we think it is incredibly important to ensure that anyone who wants to study at our university can do so. Students should not be included in the government's net migration target. The growing international population not only benefits the local and regional economy, but also has a hugely beneficial impact on the life of the university and local communities. The social and cultural links benefit all our students who study with us, links that often last a lifetime. Student engagement is also a real strength of this university. Exeter attracts students who like to get involved rather than standing on the sidelines. Our Students' Guild is part of the decision-making at every level of the organisation. They work with us to design courses, agree pricing for field trips, and prioritise building plans. We are completing a £275 million investment programme on this campus, which has revolutionised the look and feel of the Streatham campus and given the university some of the best facilities in the UK. The Forum is the best example of a building designed with input from students for students. And the £48 million spent has built a unique and inspirational hub for Exeter's outstanding student experience. We have plans to invest a further £300 million over the next 5 years to deliver world-class research facilities, improve the quality of learning spaces, and improve our sports park. During your time, you will have seen many changes to the university. You have lived through the massive improvements we've made to the fabric of the campus, the new business school, biosciences, the Into International Student Centre, new residences at Berks, Duryard and Lafrauda, the Mood Disorders Centre. All of this culminated in the opening of the Forum by Her Majesty the Queen and His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh on the 2nd of May. I'd like to take this opportunity to voice my appreciation for your help and forbearance in enabling us to deliver these projects in such a short timescale. We did our utmost to keep disruption at a minimum, but inevitably there was some. Your success has also helped the university consolidate its position as a top 10 UK university. We are now ranked 9th or 10th in the 3 main university league tables, and we have risen to 156th in the world rankings. We expect over the next few years to make it into the top 100 in the world and to rise in the UK rankings to nearer 5th than 10th. And of course, on the 1st of August, we join the Russell Group of leading research-led universities. All of these things will contribute to the value of your degrees over the coming years. Finally, I would encourage you to stay in touch if you're leaving today. As graduates, you join the worldwide network of Exeter alumni and can benefit from a range of events, communications, and other opportunities to stay involved in the university. We're in regular contact with around 76,000 alumni, and it is incredibly reassuring to observe their willingness to help their university progress further. So, thank you for your contributions to the life of the university. I hope you had a great time here. Your various endeavours make the University of Exeter the ambitious, inspirational, successful and energetic place that it is today. Best of luck for the future, and above all, have a great day celebrating with families and friends. You deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Steve. I now call upon Professor Joe Little of the College of Life and Environmental Sciences to present the first cohort of candidates for awards.
Chancellor, by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following who have been deemed worthy to receive degrees of the university. In the College of Life and Environmental Sciences, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Geography, Kerry Burton. Stephanie Merchant. James Frank Riding. Kim Ward. Lynn Diane Wyness. For the degree of Master of Science in Sustainable Development, Gemma Christine Salt. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Geography, Charlotte Jane Adkin. Kate Andrews. Toby Adrian Matheson Bain. Emma Baker. Eleanor Bird. John Bollum. Melanie Bonner. Catherine Victoria Bull. Helena Rosie Ann Buller. Thomas Keynes. Abigail Catt. Matthew Chambers. Lauren Chipper. Jonathan Cochran. Natasha Coldman. Gemma Elizabeth Crease. Imogen Crooks. Will Cullen. Molly Elizabeth Dean. Charlotte Kate Edwards. Vicky Ellaway Bell. Ryan Thomas Goff. Robin Jonathan Granger. Robin Louise Hagger. James Hall. Alexandra Hargreaves. Benjamin Harrison. Isabel Alice Harrison Hall. Benjamin Herbert. Abigail Higgins. Alexandra Horgan. Charlotte Havel. Edward Jennings. Charlotte Johnson. Amy Jocelyn. Richard Keeble. Nicholas Kempster. Sarah Kirby. Chloe Lewis. Georgina Little. Thomas Lyle. Rebecca Louise Lyons. Jessica Emily Mayers. Hannah Milne. Gemma Morris. Andrew Morton. Ben Edward Nash. Claire Amanda Newton. Edward O'Donnell. Emily Charlotte Partridge. Michael Joseph Rastel. Matthew Reeder. Sophie Louise Rendell. Alexandra Susanna Wrench. Harry Michael Robinson. Camilla Rouse. Philippa Russell. Thomas Matthew William Sargent. Amy Elizabeth Slaughter. Christopher Smith. James Snowden. David Spedding. Samantha Allison Spicer. George Mark Stapleton. William Strang. Thomas Sir. James Temple. Georgina Thompson. Sarah Jane Barty. Jenna Watson. Sarah Frances Weller. Camilla Whittington. Helen Wyman. Dicheng Loon Wood. Ollie Woodford. Wilhelm Vreda. In Geography and Management, Charlotte Dexter. Robert James Andrew Donald. Matthew Goddard. In Geography and Politics, Hannah Doherty. In Geography, Management and Sustainability with Study Abroad, Nick Lefebvre. In Geography with European Study, Olivia Bailey. Ailey Annabelle Cook. Penny Marion Cox. Anna Fisher-Vousden. Andrew Duncan Frost. Hannah Griffiths. Eve Ellen Nibbs-Rebane. Robert Wise. In Geography with Management, Nathan Ball.
I now call upon public orator, Professor Peter Cox, to present the honorary graduate.
Mr. John Hurst. John Hurst is Chief Executive of the Met Office, one of this university's most valued partners. He has a long and distinguished career in business, which has a common thread running through it, namely taking cutting-edge science and pulling this through into products and services of real value. Prior to leading the Met Office, John held very senior positions in ICI, the electronics company Premier Farnell, as well as being a trustee of Epilepsy Research UK and Epilepsy Bereaved in his so-called spare time. He is also a non-executive director of Hammerson, the FTSE 100 property company, the company that built Cabot Circus in Bristol in time he certainly doesn't have. When you talk to John, his enthusiasm for science is clear. He claims to be in awe of real scientists, even though he decided at school his own talents lay elsewhere. John showed an early entrepreneurial spirit, borrowing his mother's car to buy in bulk at a local fish and chip shop and selling each portion on to his colleagues at the sixth form for a 2p profit. It seems only natural that he went on to study economics at Leeds. Whilst getting his degree in the early 70s, he set up a small business in Leeds selling fashionable clothes and ran and played in various rock bands. John was a drummer, I'm guessing in the style of Animal from the Muppets. But every man has to settle down eventually, so John trained as an accountant and went to work with Pricewaterhouse in Portugal just after the revolution. This seems to have been the beginning of his continuing love for other cultures and languages. John's big career break was when he was recruited by ICI in 1979. Working his way through that immense organisation, he had risen to the CEO of ICI Autocolour by 1990, which specialises in paints for cars and trucks. John describes this as one of the most exciting times of his career, when he was leading a fast-growing international business based on scientific innovation with huge opportunities to travel and meet people. Eventually, John got an even bigger job at ICI as CEO of ICI's Specialty Chemicals division, where he was involved in acquisitions worth $8 billion, apparently including one $400 million acquisition on a Post-it note. A far cry from making 2p a portion on fish and chips from his mum's car, I think. Whilst CEO of Premier Farnell, he became one of the few Brits to ring the closing bell at the New York Stock Exchange. When John was approached about the Met Office job a few years back, he was on the verge of becoming the operating partner of a private equity fund, but by his own admission, he fell in love with the idea of leading the Met Office, an organisation which has some of the world's greatest climate and weather scientists. John has been steering the Met Office through tumultuous times with a crunch of public funding, a change of the governing government department from MOD to BIS, and the constant pressure for the Met Office to generate more commercial income whilst not undermining the quality of its public services. Despite these challenges, the Met Office is thriving under John's leadership. It is widely recognised as the best weather and climate service in the world and is, for example, the only European Met Service to have increased its income since the beginning of the economic downturn. This is due to an increasing pull-through of science into environmental services, which John has championed. The Met Office is now coordinating activities across other institutions, such as the Natural Hazards Partnership, which crosses private, public, as well as interdisciplinary barriers to provide government with a 360-degree view of environmental hazards and disasters. So John Hurst is a rare individual, a hard-nosed businessman who has a huge love of science and infectious enthusiasm for what science and business can deliver together. So, Chancellor, it is my honour to present John Hurst for the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
I now call upon Professor Joe Little of the College of Life and Environmental Sciences to present the second cohort of candidates for awards.
Chancellor, by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following who have been deemed worthy to receive degrees of the university. In the College of Life and Environmental Sciences, for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Geography. Bethan Ellery Bates. Sam Beeman. Matthew Bowl. Esther Elizabeth Brett. Vanessa Burton. Victoria Rebecca Kelly Campbell. Imogen Claire Christodoulou. Joseph Coffey. Suzanne Davis. Helen Day. Luke Dorey. Nicola Jane Dufton. Benjamin Charles Dunk. Elizabeth Erica. Matthew Eustace. Rachel Garswood. Hugh Graham. Victoria Hale. Emily Jane Hawkins. Rachel Mary Hicks. Alistair Hitchens. Alice Horton. Katie Louise Izzard. Stuart Jeffrey. Daniela Kilsby Steele. David Korzeniowski. Lara Langston. Rosalind Siobhan Rose Madge. Robert John Miles. Rebecca Nolan. Kelly Redmond. Ben Ribbons. Christopher Mark Rose. Emma Katie Rowe. Alex Shaw. Catherine Shepherd. Georgia Stannard. Georgina Catherine Stapleton. Caroline Stairs. Alice Thomas. Naomi Walton. Alice Warren. Phil Warren. Rachel Watson. Rachel Elizabeth Worsley. Paul Ewens. In Geography and Archaeology, Theo James Broomhead. In Geography and Mathematics, Lauren Baddeley. Hilary Freya McGarry. In Geography and Sports Science, Rosemary Bembo. In Mathematics with Geography, Natasha Michelle Rossiter. in the University College, Plymouth, St Mark and St John for the degree of Master of Education in Professional Development, Mark Rose.
I also admit to degrees those who've requested conferment today in absentia. Let's give them a big hand too. I now invite Dr. John Hurst to address the congregation.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, class of 2012. I was going to say ladies and gentlemen, but I think mums and dads is probably a better one. Thank you first to Peter for those very kind words. It's strange hearing somebody talk about you. It's almost like an out-of-body experience, and it doesn't seem real, but there were enough corroborative facts in what Peter said to confirm that it was indeed me, although the jibe about my drumming style we'll have to sort out afterwards, I think. This is, without doubt, a fantastic day for me, and for those of you at the back, thank you very much for letting me share it with you. It's a real privilege. The fact that I'm here at all is confirmation that life is a massive adventure that can take you all over the place, to places you never believed possible, and often to places that you didn't think you could make from your own abilities, full of fantastic opportunities and endless interest. And I have to say, if you'd said to me any time over the last 40 years of my working life that I might end up in this position, I would have answered with some scepticism, as indeed would Mr. Critchley. Now, Mr. Critchley was the man who, at Durham Johnson Grammar Technical School, taught me chemistry and biology. And he fell out with me in a very serious way when, during a lesson on food science, he caught me at the back of the lab cooking up liver and onions and chips to sell to my colleagues. He was absolutely sure that I would come to no good. So if you don't mind just a second, Mr. Critchley, what do you think about this? There is a serious point in here. Although I am a lapsed economist and a recovering accountant, who's always, until recently, worked in international business, chemicals, electronics, and now the weather. And just in case you're wondering why it stayed dry for your graduation, well, I don't need to go there, do I? It's actually been a tremendous privilege to work with some outstanding scientists throughout my career, helping them take brilliant ideas through to application and usefulness to mankind. And if I've made a small contribution, then I have been paid back many, many times over. I want to share, even though this is about science, I want to share a little bit of philosophy that I learned probably in the depth of my midlife crisis. That's something that you at the back have a long way to wait for, and some of you at the front may have already endured. Reading a book by historian Theodore Zeldin called An Intimate History of Humanity. And in this book he traces humanity's conditions through history and lots of conditions. And in his paragraph, his chapter on love, he says that we are conditioned in life to give love to those people from whom we can expect it in return. And yet all the evidence suggests that the more we give, the more we get back. Not necessarily from those to whom we give it, but more we get back anyway. And so I have found it. And I think it's a philosophy that I wish I'd learned a bit earlier. It could have helped me through many a moment. Although I've done a great many jobs in my life, I have to say that the current job I have as Chief Executive of the Met Office is one of massive privilege and enjoyment. It's fantastic science. You can be proud that the UK Met Office is held with respect and sometimes awe right around the world. It is considered by the community to be the very best in the world. Sometimes the weather's not the very best in the world, but the meteorology and climate science is. And I can't think of a finer thing to do, working with great scientists in my office here at the University in Exeter, around academia in the UK and institutions around the world, bringing massive breakthroughs in science to the benefit of mankind. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity. But to those of you who are just setting out on your adventure, I hope you have as much enjoyment as I've had so far. There is such a lot of interesting work to be done, so many interesting people to meet, so many amazing challenges to rise to, and I have to say, massive amounts of fun to be had on the way. And I commend that adventure to you with humility and thanks.
Thank you for those words of wisdom. Thank you for being a true leader in your field. Thank you for inspiring our graduates today. You've shown them that anything is possible if you do it with joy and happiness in your heart and enthusiasm. So thank you for that. It's been an honor presenting you with your degree today. And please feel welcomed in the arms of the Exeter family and come back and inspire us ever and ever and ever. Thank you very much. Thank you. Graduates, you are now Exeter alumni, and you join that extended family that stretches across the world. We want you to go out there and make a difference. Keep in touch with us, though. Let us know how you're getting on, and come back and see us as often as you can, and inspire the students that will be coming up in the future. And I'm sure before you go off on your journey, you'd like to thank all the people here at the university who've worked so hard over the years to give you that true, wonderful student experience. I don't just mean the lecturers and the professors. I also mean the admin staff, the security staff, the gardeners, and the people who've put on today's ceremony just for you. Let's hear it for them. Graduates, you don't know what the world has in store for you, but whatever it is, do it with tons of love, with commitment, and with passion from the heart, always. And if you make a mistake, learn from it. Don't be afraid to change the world for good. And don't be afraid to press that reset button. And remember, wherever you go and whatever happens to you, there will always, always, always be somebody who loves you. And that's me, Floella. Well done. And all that's left for me to say is that I now declare the congregation closed. Thank you all very much.